Hi guys, episode Hit the Mic TV is happening right now. Like, you're watching it. And I want to talk a little bit more about behind the scenes content. Talked about this on the podcast on Tuesday, and we talked about why I love it. And so if you want to listen to that, the link is in the description thingy. I talked about why I loved it. I talked about how you can use it. But one of the things we didn't really dig into is some examples of how you can do this. So like real life, what could you do kind of examples to share behind the scenes content. We talked a little bit about it briefly, but I wanted to dive in more today, kind of brainstorm some ideas with you. I want to first start by saying, in case you haven't heard the episode yet, this is not about airing your dirty laundry. This is not about, having to constantly say, I made XYZ on said launch. This is not about every little detail becoming public information with your business. It is a little bit about sort of bringing your community inside and walking your talk. And I think when you think about it more as walking your talk and less about sharing every minute, you'll really get a sense of how this can be valuable for your community. And that's where it gets really easy to start brainstorming some inspiration points, because my favorite, and for my money, the most valuable behind the scenes content is really where you are walking your talk. You're showing them exactly how you do whatever it is that you're teaching them to do. So if you're a health coach, that's meal planning, meal prepping, making a choice between two things when you're, eating out, dealing with cravings, actually showing people how you're dealing with the hard stuff and also how you run your day-to-day. And I think that one right there, how you run your day-to-day, sort of a day in the life kind of content, can be so massively valuable in a whole stretch of industries. For example, let's run with this, day in the life kind of thing. If you are a service-based business who provides email marketing services, social media marketing services, meal prep, whatever that is, actually showing what your day runs like, what happens. Again, let's go back to our meal prep kind of example. Maybe you do meal prep or meal planning for your clients. Show how you do that. Not only does it help me see what that looks like, but it helps me know what to expect, what I'm going to get from you. It also really helps me attach value to what it is you're selling me, because now I know what that process looked like. Maybe in my head, I thought it was way easier. Or maybe in my head, I thought, I could totally be doing this myself. And then I watch you do it and I go, I maybe could do this myself, but I really, really don't want to. That is a really helpful value establisher. The same is true for those doing website stuff or social media stuff or marketing or anything. Literally showing your community what it is you do. Especially if maybe you're info-based, maybe you're teaching people how to do this. This is a lot of what we do, because we have some service stuff and we have some information stuff. The bulk of my business is information stuff with Hit the Mic Backstage and stuff like that. And so a lot of what I talk about is literally the stuff I do. You know what I mean? So when I talk about a day in the life, it's me working on my stuff, working on client stuff, building ad campaigns, prepping live shows like this, prepping the podcast, showing sort of what happens in my day-to-day. That can be so valuable because it really is showing us that you do what you're telling us to do. And there's very little that's more valuable when it comes to learning from someone than knowing that they're actually doing it. The internet allows us to pretend to be experts about a whole plethora of things. Actually, probably everything, because anybody can put up a website and says, I'm an expert at XYZ. I could tell you guys that I am an expert skateboarder, but do you want to know what? I have been on a skateboard maybe 3 times in my whole life, and I almost killed myself every single time. However, if I showed you videos of me doing awesome skateboarding stuff, because that's what my day in the life is, you would actually see me being an expert. You see how that positioning changes? So if you're looking to provide a service, sell an expertise, sell information, any of these things, that day in the life behind the scenes content becomes massively valuable as a credibility builder and as a connection tool. But how does this work if maybe you're selling products? Maybe you're an author and you're selling books. Maybe you have built a physical product and you sell a physical product. Then make it less about the day in the life of you and make it more in the day in the life of your product. What happens with your product throughout the day? You could do that from a production standpoint. What does it take to make said product? Which again can be hugely valuable as an as a value establisher. Like, wow, that's what goes into making those jeans. I'm totally okay with the price now, or whatever that item is. On the flip side, it could be a day in the life of using the product. What does it change for me? What does it make better? What problem is it solving? Show me it solving that problem. Whew, that was hard for me to say. But you can kind of do a twist. You can still do behind the scenes day in the life of the company. Show the team, the customer service team, show the shipment team. But I would say twist it a little and show it actually from the perspective of that product. If you're a writer, maybe it's a day in the life of a character. Maybe it's a day in the life of writing said book, what that looks like behind the scenes. But also, if you want to pull them further into your world, do it behind the scenes of one of the characters of the book. So this is what a day in the life of so-and-so looks like. And maybe that's writing it as a blog post. Whatever it is, this can be a really fun way to get your community engaged with the thing they are consuming. If you guys have suggestions, I would love to hear them. Hit the comments and tell me. I'm here. I'm saying hi. It looks like we have a couple people joining us. Hi, April. But yeah, I'm stoked at the idea of understanding that behind the scenes is not the same as dirty laundry. It is not, and I know, when I talk about this, sometimes people kind of get gross. They're like, I don't want to talk about money. I don't want to talk about my email list. I don't want to talk about, how many whatevers we've sold. It just feels disingenuous to me. And if that's the way you feel, that is awesome. That's fine. That's totally cool. There's absolutely no problem with that. Be authentic with this. Share in a way that feels good to you. Find ways that feel good and things to share. It does not have to be about opening up the inner workings of your business. If that does feel in alignment for you, that's cool. Do that in a way that feels authentic. The important thing here is the connection. And you're not going to get that if you're doing something that feels disingenuous. Sherry, hi, says, I'm currently brainstorming ideas of how to incorporate. Awesome. This can be such a fun way to connect. Don't overcomplicate it. It doesn't have to be crazy. A great low-hanging fruit way to start with this, Snapchat, Instagram stories. Just start sharing what your day looks like. Chris Ducker has a great, has done podcast or blog posts and videos like this before where he kind of did a day in the life. I know a lot of entrepreneurs have done this sort of day in the life. How do I run my business? I've done this with like my morning routine and what that looks like. We've done this with how do we, the spreadsheets and things that we use to actually create a month's worth of content for clients. We've done stuff like that in the past. There's a lot of ways for you to do this. Just find the ways that feel connected and in alignment with your message and of service to your community. That's ultimately what it comes down to. All right. We're right about the 10-minute mark, so I'm going to wrap this up. If you have any questions or ideas or comments, leave them below. I'm going to boogie because I'm getting ready, behind the scenes content. I'm now getting ready to go do a live monthly mastermind training call with our backstage peeps. So awesome. Thanks for hanging out. Sherry says I'm launching a brick and mortar this month, so I can use this in many ways. Totally. launch time is like the single best time to be doing behind the scenes content, because you can show what creating it looked like. We did this with the podcast. We've done this with every course we've launched. We did this with the launch of Backstage. I actually shared snapshots and things from like sitting at my computer at 11:30 at night, building things. I still do this. We'll share sneak peeks behind the scenes and videos of what the inside looks like of Backstage. Launch time is the best. So as you're getting ready to open, you're doing any kind of construction work, especially the brick and mortar, or decorating, or stocking new merchandise, or whatever it is as you're going through the process, share that stuff. Not only does it help you, connect with your audience, but it helps get people excited and keep them on a timeline of when this is coming. This is another great thing to do with books. In fact, I'm working on a book right now that's going to launch in February of next year. And as we get to December, January, you guys are going to start to see a lot more behind the scenes of that. Currently, behind the scenes of that is not very attractive. It's mostly me sitting here for hours at a time going, I don't like writing. And then suddenly it's the last half hour of my writing time being like, oh, I have all the words now. But anyways, as we start to pick out cover photos and author photos and go through the editing process, I'll start to share more of that behind the scenes stuff to help get you guys ready and excited and primed for that launch in February. So pre-launch is such a fun time to share behind the scenes content. So awesome, Sherry. I totally went off on a tangent there, but I got really excited. Okay. All right. So I'm really going to leave this time because I got to go get ready for our monthly mastermind call in Backstage. If you haven't joined us backstage and you want to join us for the monthly mastermind call today, it's happening in about an hour. HitTheMicBackstage.com is the place to sign up and join us. Okay. I will see you there. Have a good rest of your week. And I hope you're having an awesome Thursday. Remember, take some time, brainstorm some ideas. If you want to validate them or get some feedback, leave them here. Dump them in the community forum for Backstage, whichever is more comfortable for you. And I will absolutely give you feedback. All right. Have a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.